gonna believe this. I was just walking through the woods here, through the Loblolly pines near my house, when this camera drops down out of nowhere. I'm like, where did that come from? And then suddenly, out of nowhere itself, a voice comes. And that voice is like, you know the movie Ten Commandments and God talking to Moses, and it says,
Huckleberry, what have you done for my fly fishers lately?
and I said, I'm their Huckleberry. What more do you want?
Huckleberry, I need you to make more videos for beginners.
I'm looking for this voice. I'm looking around. Well, what kind of video?
Beginner videos.
Well, that kind of makes sense because I write stories every year that start at the beginning. Every year I start over at the beginning on TexasFlycaster.com. But I never really start over on my YouTube channel.
You must start over.
I was like, whoa. Do I have to do it right here?
No. Go back to your home.
Controlled conditions. That makes sense. I like that. Wow. I'll be your Huckleberry, people. Just watch the videos and let me know what more you want to know. We're going to start from scratch now. You've already got a bunch of free videos there that were in my subscription base, and they're going to go back to my subscription base. But for the time being, the voice on high says watch those videos and get ready for this video. This next one should be more informative and add another detail to those of you who got fly rods for Christmas, maybe, or Hanukkah. Is it Hanukkah or Hanukkah? I think it's Hanukkah, Shozanukkah. But anyway, guys, girls, everybody, children, little children, old people, this is it. This is it. We need to get real and get serious about the details. The details. Whether it's wearing warm clothes, putting your fly rod together, how to take care of your fly rod and leader when you're moving around. In other words, winding it up. We're going to go do all that. But the first video, my friends, for the show that never ends, for the voice on high, is about layering and staying warm in North Texas and Oklahoma, because you know what? God says it gets cold. After all, I'm your Huckleberry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fly fishers, we are back from the wilds of North Texas after a wild encounter with a voice from above. Let's talk about clothing for fly fishing and the layers of clothing you might need. If you're just getting started in fly fishing, you may not know these things. And I know some of you that are you're taking lessons and stuff may not be aware of how we deal with water, very cold water, and fly fishing in that water in the wintertime. Before I start, let me talk to you a minute about the holistic side of this post, this video, and that is that everybody has their own temperature. For me, my temperature changed quite a bit after I had cancer. I shed 20 pounds of fat, and so I run a lot colder than I used to. Women run different temperatures than men. All that is said to mean that what I say here doesn't apply to everyone equally, of course. So you have to learn and gauge your own temperature, not by sitting in a room like we're doing here, but being out there on the water and seeing how things pan out for you, because you might need more layers. You might be colder at your head or your feet or your mid-body, whatever it is. Holistically speaking, as a fly fisher, you've got to take in the whole thing and realize at the beginning of this that you're not walking around very much, so you're not generating much heat from action or activity. That immediately means that the heat that you do generate is pretty valuable. And so let's get started with the extremities. How about that? Let's start with the extreme parts of a person's body: head, hands, and feet. So we're going to go to the feet first. Start at the bottom, work our way to the top. Socks. You had to have bought or are going to buy, before you buy waders, a nice heavy pair of socks. I'm not going to name brands. Doesn't matter. Just heavy socks, synthetic or in wool, or basically the king bees of that. Cotton, I'm going to come out against cotton every chance I get. Sorry, cotton is not king anymore. It has long left the building when it comes to the kind of clothing we wear for outdoors and all of our pursuits outdoors. So, socks, but very important. I don't care who you get them from. This is a huge game saver right here. Liners for your boots. They're called boot liners. Sock liners, whatever you want to call them. These guys have the function that we're going to go through on most of this clothing, and that is to wick sweat off of your feet. So your feet are in the water, right? You're wading around. You're in cold, cold water. It doesn't matter that you're in that cold water. Your feet are still, if they sweat at all, they're going to sweat because of all the layers you've got on. You got neoprene booties over your feet. And then you've got your socks. If you don't put anything else on, if you don't put these on, the socks will absorb the sweat and then your feet will get chilled. So the function of these is to move perspiration, if you want to call it that, perspiration away from your feet. Man, makes sense, right? Okay, that's your feet. So this is where we are. Okay, let's go to the hands. What do you say? Hands. I'm a little different with hands. I've chosen a different route. I've chosen a 2-layer system again for hands because my hands do get really cold in cold water. So here's how it works. And this is from cycling too in the rain, riding road bike, cycling, bicycling. Bottom fleece right here. So you got a fleece that goes on first. And that fleece, it might get wet around here, but that's it. Because what you're going to do is you're going to get a pair, if you want the ultimate, if you want the ultimate in warmth, this is the second most ultimate you can get. Get you gloves that fit over that. These are Pearl Zoomies, cycling shell. You can spend as much as you want or as little as you want on these gloves, but with this layering, the water stays on the outside, it never gets on your hands. These are very effective. Now, saying that, there's another factor to gloves in your hands. Fingered gloves are not the warmest gloves you can wear. The warmest gloves you can wear, bar none, what you see on Everest, Kilimanjaro, and all these other places, are gloves that are actually mitts. So mitts. Now, I don't know if these guys still make this glove right here. This is a Sims glove, brand name, whatever. These Sims have a unique function in that they have fingers that can be exposed like that and like that. You can Velcro this back. It's got a Velcro spot right there. And now your hands can air out. This is very good, I think. And these, when I saw them, I had to have them. So anyway, mitts are better than gloves. Remember that. Mitts are better than gloves. I'm hearing a squeak somewhere. I don't know what that is, but anyway. That's your hands. Now, without your head, things start to go wrong, right? So you've got to pay attention to your cabeza. All right. For my female fly fishers, I have a special appearance by a wonderful, wonderful hat. Look at this. That is made by Leslie Kregel at lesliekregel.com. Buttons in the front. That will keep your head and your neck warm. Huh? Nice. This is for women. It kind of smells like, well, some woman must have tried this on or something. I don't know, it's kind of wild. Anyway, head and neck. Heat just comes up through here, doesn't escape, it goes in here, you are warm. Neck is very important. If you don't have something on your neck, ooh-wee, it will escape and you will get cold. So, here is a great thing. I can't put it on, I got a microphone right here. Neck gaiter. You can do a neck gaiter or a buff, and that will be enough. These are enough to regulate a whole lot of heat that you might have coming off of you. Very, very, very good. That's one that you can buy. This one is one you can buy also at Kregel.com. This is my design. Special for you guys. Now, and here's the buff. So I got dozens of these. Just this little thin buff is enough to provide a little gasket right there at your neck, and you will stay warmer. And then if you get too warm, you just take it off, and the heat starts to escape from the rest of your body and your waders, and you're on again. Hats. So we're still on the head. Hats. On your hat, you need a hat that's not vented, that it actually repels water if you really want to keep your head warm. Let me show you this that I created. This is a design that I made. It's called the Angler, and it's also at LeslieKregel.com, and I sell them at my website. Links will be, for all this that I can find, will be down there in the description. So this is how this works. This is pretty cool. This is a brand new one. I'm taking this one home. But here's how it works. You see that it covers your neck, so it keeps you warm. And the key to this thing, and I don't know if it's straight, I can't see it, but anyway, the key to this is you just roll this up like this if you get too warm, because it's fleece, it's wool, it's recycled wool with a fleece lining. So it's a double lined, and I'd say it's good to down at around 10 degrees, and then you better get off the water anyway. I've been out in ice and snow and all that in this right here, these two, and stayed warm on my head. Okay, folks. That's your extremities. Layering is even possible with gloves, absolutely necessary with your footwear. Don't forget to take the actual socks you're going to use and the liners when you go to try on your waders for your Christmas present, to spend your gift certificates or whatever you're going to do. Remember that, okay? Let's get all this kind of off and out of the way. We're going to move now up the body from the feet. Okay, lots of choices, folks. Lots and lots of choices. But the main thing, if you're in supreme, extreme cold, once again, layers. This is a silk liner. This silk, this is real silk. It goes against your body. That's your underwear. Guys, girls, whatever. Don't go commando. And then that's your bottom layer. The function, wicking. Once again, wicking. Okay, it's not silk is not synthetic. It's a natural fiber, but they make a synthetic too in the basically the base layer right there. Now you have a decision to make. You can go with a lighter long john bottoms like this. These are made by Sims again. It's what I would call a mid lightweight. That's one option. You're dependent on the weather now, but remember, you're not going to be moving around. So if you're not moving around, you're not generating heat. If you're not generating heat, then you've got to come up with some warmth. I learned that shooting photography, basically shooting football in the wintertime here in North Texas back in the late 80s and early 90s. Okay, the second choice, if that one's too light, you go to a waffle style and a long john bottom like this. This is made by Under Armour, and this is a 4.0. So the 4.0s I bought for and Patagonia also makes theirs with different weights of mine. It would be the equivalent of a, they used to be called expedition weights. So that means for not moving around, not much movement, so that this is maximum thermal holding heat. And the waffle design lets air in. Air gets heated by your body, you stay warm. That's your bottoms, okay? Makes sense, right? You're gonna wear pants over all that. Don't just go out in your underwear, people. Got to put some pants on, boys and girls. All right, and preferably on your pants, never cotton. The top layer would be your pants, and it'll also be synthetic. Stay away from cotton, people. I'm begging you, stay away from cotton. Okay, now we're to the mid body. Right here, this is the mid body right here. Again, baseline, silks. So these are your silks. Silk top, that wicks. And then your choices again. I got a little squeak in my nose or something. And then your layers again are a choice again from a 4.0 Under Armour waffle top, nicely fitting, kind of snug fitting, so that everything, all your other clothes will fit, right? You want it to fit closely so your other clothes will work. Or what I like to do, I don't go to a very lightweight mid layer. I go to a mid-weight mid layer, and this is another Under Armour, and it's just a lighter weight. More off the shelf, kind of commercial, easy to find, on the rack kind of thing. So that is your layers of clothing. But you think we're done? We're not done yet. That voice is telling me we are not done yet. Let me show you. When you get to your upper body, right, that's the only thing outside of the water, because everything else for the waders is in the water. You may have, we'll go over waders later. We're going to go over boots as well. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. Just take a second right here, like and subscribe, and be ready, because if you subscribe, you get an option to be notified. You want to be notified whenever my videos come out, because there's a couple more coming out in succession about boots, types of boots, and types of waders and things like that. So I can refer people to that, and then we can get our show on the road. Okay, so now you've got your clothes on. You got a synthetic shirt on. You got your layer or layers underneath. You can use more or fewer layers. I would always suggest going out with the base layer of silks, though. I would do that. Just, it'll wick everything away, and you'll just, it'll regulate and moderate your temperature better than just about anything. All right, but you still have a top layer that's going to be out of the water, and maybe in the rain or in the snow. Here's where we go. You got a shirt on, fleece. You can put fleece on, and as little as a with this many layers, Gore-Tex is all you need, probably, in North Texas and southern Oklahoma. With a Gore-Tex shell like that, it's just a pull over. It doesn't have a zipper in the front. It just pulls over. It zips part the way down, but it's basically, this is how it looks. And the thing about this is, what it does is, there's heat right here. And so when you've got a front that's a pullover, nothing escapes through the zipper. Pretty cool, huh? If you got to go heavier, now here's the deal. You know the deal, here's the deal. Gore-Tex again. This is just a wonderful jacket that I bought on a price dip at the Bass Pro a long time ago. It's their Bass Elite stuff, running stuff, and this jacket, it's pretty heavy. You know, I'm holding it, and there's anything in the pocket. But this guy, now you're into zero temperatures, down around zero, with all the layers, with all the heavy layers, and this, you're in 0 to sub-zero, probably down to -5 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. We're always talking Fahrenheit here. Yeah, it says Cabela's on it, so Cabela's and Bass Pro, same thing now. But anyway, that's you can recognize that pattern and design. They still make them this way at Bass Pro. Cabela's is not in. It'll be named Bass Pro now instead of Cabela's, but that's pretty high quality stuff. But the baseline price is a couple $100 now, so that is a little bit problematic, really. But it'll keep you warm. So that's your upper body. You know, the one other thing that you've got to have when you go out on the water and you're wading and fishing in cold water is you got to have a second set of clothes, okay? If you do fall in, if your waders get filled with water, you're going to get those off as soon as you can. And when you get those off, you get dried off and you have some clean, it doesn't have to be clean, it can be dirty, I don't care. You have to have some clothes, backups, everything, underwear. You know, every single thing. Fresh underwear. There should be a shirt in here. I must have robbed a shirt out of here already. A couple shirts and stuff like that. Fresh socks. The reason you want to carry backups is because when you're away on a trip like the Blue River or Beaver's Bend and you're not staying there, where are your clothes? They're back home, right? So that would end your time. If you took a dunk, then you're done unless you have clothes, because you can take all that off, put some dry clothes on, and let your waders and stuff dry out, and then go again. All right, guys, that's it. The voice on high thanks you because you watched another episode of Texas Flycaster YouTube channel Information for Beginners. Like and subscribe as I asked, and don't forget, these are going over into membership in January, so you have to be a member to see them again. Thanks for watching. Wait for the next video. It's on boots and on waders.